everybody. Welcome to Game Day Prime for the final word on all of the biggest moments of the week, according to our three Hall of Famers, Dion, LT, and Shannon.
Let's get to it.
Shannon's had a lot of coffee this evening, so it's going to be fun for everybody. One of the marquee games of the week. We got a great one on Sunday night, but take a look at this tweet. D-Hop.
Really, time?
You need to stop. So what's wrong with that? He can't congratulate one of the guys from the game. So what are you reading into that?
Same thing you read into it and won't say it.
Davian Clowney had some thoughts.
All right, Jadeveon Clowney, are you going to have to go to overtime to get all your wins?
Hey, man, it be like that sometimes, man. We're enjoying it, having fun out here, flying around, making plays. It's fun.
You guys were after Dak all night long. You and Bernardrick got home late in the third quarter. You held Ezekiel Elliott to 54 yards rushing. How are you able to keep both of their playmakers in check tonight?
Hey, coming to the game, that was a big key of ours to stop Zeke from rushing the ball. We know that's what they lean on. And we just said 11 guys to the ball. We all getting out there and came away with the win tonight.
The NFL's leading sack leader, DeMarcus Lawrence, was coming into the game getting a lot of attention for his play thus far. How eager were you to show what you guys are made of as this 2018 season continues?
Oh, man, it's great competition, man. That's what we're doing it for. That's the name of the game, competition. We love the sport, compete and go out there every day. And that's what we did today, came to compete. Hats off to DeMarcus Lawrence, he's a hell of a player. We just had to win today.
After the 0-3 start, 2 wins now, every other team in the division lost. How would you assess where you're at right now?
Hey, it's a work in progress. Work in progress. Working lead right here. It's a working lead. You want to get better right now? Want to be better on down the road. Today was a big step in the right direction. Winning our home game. Next week we got another home game. We got to do the same thing again.
Congratulations,
Thank you, man. Have a good night.
Okay,
Take care.
So the ups and the downs, and each week we have sat here and talked about the Cowboys, the good, the bad, and the ugly. So they now sit at 2-3. Dion, what are you making of this Cowboys team?
Yeah, what you make?
I'm not crazy about it. I don't see explosiveness offensively. I see a team that's solely based on the productivity of Zeke. Dak played phenomenal today.
Stop it!
He didn't? What?
The dude had 208 yards with a 45-yard completion.
You just said he has nothing to throw to.
Okay.
So if he has nothing to throw to, don't you think he would...
That's why you lean on Zeke Elliott.
But they couldn't. The running game was really established like it normally is.
So what did that tell you?
Oh,
if you shut your running game down and that he's your guy. That's what you told me. You told me he's the guy.
Did they have a Hopkins outside?
He said earlier that they didn't need a number one.
Hey, see, we just ain't going to do this and LT sitting right here. Go ahead, LT. I'm sorry. Go ahead, LT. I'm just going to let him just debo all our talk time.
LT, you know why we're quiet? Because every week you two do this. Yeah. You're like, give the ball to Zeke. Give the ball to Zeke.
Well,
and when they give it to Zeke, no, let me finish. When they finish, they win. And when they don't, they lose. So what do you do, LT? Thank you.
Yeah, I mean, if a team is really good at stopping the run, then the Cowboys are in trouble. Because they're handicapped. They have no playmakers on the outside. The only thing that they can do, Prime, you know this is true. The only thing that they can do is go through
so
Zeke.
Polite.
Because Prime looking at me like this.
I don't want you to side with him. I know you're going to jump over there with him.
Hit it with this. You know it's true.
You know it's true. Looking at me like this.
LT, think about this. It took Zeke last week, had a career day. He had a big catch. He had 240 yards of total offense. And it took a game-winning field goal to win by 2. So when you don't get that kind of performance out of Zeke, look what's going to happen.
It's tough. No playmakers.
You just said they don't have playmakers.
They don't.
Outside of the numbers, outside of the box. And if they don't, it's going to put a tremendous amount of pressure on the quarterback. Right. If the quarterback don't have the specific weapons, but I think he fared well. He made plays with his legs. He elongated some plays and made some pretty decent throws down the field. They just don't have.
I agree with you there.
Yeah, they just don't have what they need.
Bad. I agree.
Not at all.
He didn't play bad.
He
doesn't have anything. We talked about
if he was, hold on, if he that guy, don't you? I thought the guy's supposed to make guys better, even if they
don't make the worst receivers.
All right, hold on. Before we move on,
you think is hot sauce? He ain't hot sauce. He don't just make everything better you put on it.
By the way, I'll take a Tapatio and a Cholula all day long. In the meantime, though, Sriracha on the end over there.
Louisiana.
Hot and spicy. You're going Louisiana? Okay, you got to bring some of that.
Put
share with the
Louisiana
group.
hot sauce in my casket. That's how much I want.
Okay. Okay, we have to move on in the discussion, but that NFC East still has a lot of question marks, so the Cowboys aren't done yet. In the meantime, rematch of the NFC Championship game. Carson Wentz, you guys, was under constant pressure all day long. Sacked 3 times, 2 giveaways, including a fumble return for a touchdown.
Oh, my head.
These fools are still talking about the last game. Are you paying attention?
LG on the chain, man. Now you know.
Kirk Cousins. He was Shannon's first cousin this week. Came in with a career-high 103.6 passer rating. Yeah, he did. He was 30 to 37, 301 yards.
Those 2 receivers right there, man. Unbelievable.
I don't know why they keep on sleeping on Thielen. That he keep on cooking for him.
Yes.
Oh, he ain't gonna do me like that.
Amongst the top 3 in the league in the last 13 games.
He's the first wide receiver with 100-plus receiving yards in his first 5 games in the Super Bowl era. Vikings win this one 23 to 21. He's the first wide receiver with 100.
You said wide receiver.
I thought you said what? You got real comfortable up here.
Why does it gotta be the white girl that says wide receiver? White receiver.
You got real comfortable around here. I said what?
In the hot sauce, I had to say white receiver.
God, we got comfortable.
So with the rules change, let that sink in. Since the merger, 1970, first receiver with 5 to start the season. All these great receivers, all of them in the Hall of Fame. None of them did this right here.
Yeah.
But that also adds to how the team is playing. They've been behind.
And so they're throwing a lot. But the whole league, I mean, it's unprecedented yards and points and all that
But
kind of
that's
stuff.
what they want for the fans.
Okay, so Shannon, when you look at this Eagles team, are they suffering from a Super Bowl hangover?
They're suffering from a lot. They're still talking about the respect that they haven't garnered. Lane Johnson was talking about how disrespectful the Patriots were. The Super Bowl was played like 8 months ago. Why are we still talking about it? Why is that still an issue? 2 things are happening. They're not forcing the turnovers, and they're turning the ball over. Because right now the offensive line is not doing a great job of protecting the quarterback. Doesn't matter who's playing quarterback, whether it's Foles or Carson Wentz. Carson's back now. But now they're -4 at this juncture. Last year they were +2. So now they're turning the ball over, and they're not creating turnovers. So that's the difference. This is where they are.
And the other thing is they're not running the football like they did last year. They're running
the running
football
back's important,
of
LT?
course,
That's
of course.
insane.
It's the center of every offense, the running backs. That's what we do.
But you know, ball hog.
Well, we don't have to ask for it. Y'all got to get someone to throw you the ball.
Right.
They hand the ball to us. You know why? Because we special.
Y'all are.
And so
I am blocking.
So Philly don't have a special guy back there. That's why they're running the ball about 5 times fewer than they did last year and averaging 20 yards less than they did last year. And so it puts a lot on Carson Wentz. And as Shannon was just talking about, they can't protect. The easiest thing for any team to do on offense is run the football.
That's right.
And if you can't run the football and you got to throw and you can't protect, that's a problem.
This defense, the Minnesota Vikings defense, right? We came into the year, the perennial defense, and defense, then they fell off. You knew Mike Zimmer would come back and get his team right.
It's no way the Mike Zimmer I know, the dear friend that coached me, is going to allow a team that beat the brakes off them in the playoffs to come back and duplicate what transpired almost a year ago. He was ready. He was prepared. He labored over this beating the whole offseason, and he was really prepared. He made the necessary adjustments, and they fared well. They came out, forced some turnovers. They played exceptionally on the defensive side of the ball. If they could just mix in a little bit of the running game offensively, this team could win this division.
I think we got a theme here today. The running game.
And defense.
And
especially as it get cold.
Well, the Eagles will look to get back on track against the Giants this week on Thursday night. Football pregame starts on NFL Network at 6 p.m. Eastern. We're on Fox and on Prime. Coming up, the Giants are in turmoil while the Chiefs, they continue to roll. And it was do or die in Pittsburgh between the Falcons and the Steelers. Plus, Baker Mayfield did it again for the Browns. He caught up with Dion after the win over the Ravens. Take a listen.
Hey, how are you in the huddle, man? Are you in the huddle in Cleveland the same way you were in Oklahoma? Who's the guy in the huddle?
Absolutely, and I think they look at me like I'm half crazy.